Influencers. People who have become well known through social media and are able to influence the behaviors or opinions of other people. But what if you added hairstylists, questionable business practices, and an overall feeling of being scammed? Well, let's talk about it. Also, side note, everything said in this video is just my personal opinion. Let's talk about Hair by Chrissy. If you've been on TikTok recently, you've probably heard at least a little bit about this situation or this controversy because it has taken TikTok by storm. It seems like you can't walk more than 2 blocks in the TikTok neighborhood before someone runs up to you, starts violently shaking you, and says, "Have you heard about Hair by Chrissy?" That literally happened to me. Literally. Basically, there's an account on TikTok called Hair by Chrissy with a whopping 3.5 million followers. And before I dive deeper into this, I just want to go ahead and apologize for the potential rage bait I may cause. My simple male caveman brain knows very little about the art that is hairstyle, if that's even what you call it. So I'm gonna do my best to talk about this in a way that doesn't start World War III. On the Hair by Chrissy account, you'll find videos of her doing things like painting hair, wrapping tinfoil around hair, and then doing whatever is happening here. I literally have no clue what's happening here. All I know is that she looks like an Avengers level threat. My point is that on the surface, it seems like Hair by Chrissy is doing normal hair things, I think. But if things are so normal, why are so many people mad at her? Well, let's start off with the video that kicked it all off, which is just a simple, honest review of Hair by Chrissy.
First, get your hair done. It's a little bit overwhelming because everyone's kind of grabbing your hair everywhere. There's like 10 people around you, and Chrissy's nowhere to be found. I don't know. Obviously, she has a lot of followers, and a lot of people are coming to get their hair done by her, but it was a little bit disappointing to like pay the price that I did for the service. I think she might have touched my hair for 60 seconds. I'm being so genuinely honest with you. And here's the receipt.
Okay, so there's a few things to unpack here. One of the first things she talks about is how the whole experience was kind of overwhelming, specifically how there were like 10 people around her and they were all pulling on her hair. From the way she describes it, it sounds like a scene straight out of Stranger Things where all the doctors are experimenting on her. I assume they even do that thing where they submerge your head in water to dig deeper into your mind, but instead of this, it's this. She then also talks about how she expected Chrissy to be more involved in styling her hair, except she's not. And she says that Chrissy only touched her hair for like 60 seconds. But I mean, I can't blame her because she was probably too busy experimenting on other people with powers. So between the posse of hair bandits that were doing her hair and the 60 seconds she got with Chrissy, she ended up showing us the receipt. And the cost came out to $4,216.61, which this is absolutely bonkers, insane, absurd levels of crazy to me. First off, there's 5 things of coconut cream, which came out to $570. And what makes this special coconut cream better than the $10 coconut cream I can get at Walmart? I don't know. Maybe there's magic beans in it. I mean, you never know. With everything they're putting in products these days, I would not be surprised. Another item on the receipt is whipped cream for $456. Again, forgive my ignorance, but what is whipped cream doing on this receipt? Like, what does that have to do with hairstyling? And not only that, but $456 worth of whipping cream. Are they just whipping up some pies during the hairstyling session? Are the hairstylists just chugging bottles of Ready Whip? Are they having a whipping cream party? What is going on? And don't even get me started on the 7 seconds detangler. She paid $40 for them to detangle her hair in 7 seconds. I'm just kidding. I know that's the name of it. I just wanted to rage bait you. Anyways, there's a few other things, but the thing that stuck out to me the most, and this is quite possibly the most insane charge I've ever seen in my life, is $2,974 for what they call Chrissy service. And from what it sounds like, Chrissy only touched her hair for like 60 seconds. And look, if Chrissy was actually doing her hair, I could potentially understand a $3,000 charge, which is still insanely expensive. But according to this video, she barely did anything. So all of that to say is that this girl, not famous, had expectations of Chrissy doing her hair, but then she ended up not really being involved. And it sounds like it was pretty similar to an appointment she could get anywhere else. But her review doesn't stop there.
I don't think it's talked about enough when you're not famous and you go to Chrissy. She doesn't actually spend time on your hair. You walk in, she touches your hair, asks you what you want, then she tells everyone what to do on your hair, but The problem is when you have 10 people pulling your hair every way and like dyeing your hair, they're all kind of on different pages. I feel like I'm just more upset about the fact that like, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go get my hair done by Chrissy, and it wasn't even Chrissy who did my hair. Like, she spent less than 60 seconds on my hair.
Like you just heard, another complaint was that if you're not famous, Chrissy won't really spend time on your hair, which I get it. There's only one Chrissy. There's not like clones of her running around, or she doesn't have Chrissy minions. So because of the fact that there's only one of her, obviously she's going to attend to what she considers her top tier clients. But the fact that the Chrissy charge was added on top of Not Famous's receipt, even though she didn't do anything, is kind of crazy, because presumably that charge comes from the years of experience Chrissy has. It comes from the status of having your hair done by Chrissy, and it comes from taking Chrissy's time. Except that it sounds like you don't really get any of that. You get her taking a little peeky peek at your hair and then delegating everything off to other stylists. But on the flip side of that, she wouldn't charge that if people weren't paying that. So as long as there are people who are actively paying for the Chrissy service charge and the 10,000 bottles of whipping cream, then she's gonna keep charging that much. Another thing that I do think is worth talking about though is that if she's leveraging her brand and business to create a certain expectation of the services that are going to be provided and then not following through on or correcting those expectations, then that gets a little bit sketchy. If she's knowingly and willingly creating that gray area of confusion, then I think we can start to get a little bit into that scam territory. And I may have only received my law degree from a TikTok brain rot video, but I feel like with things like this, we're starting to get maybe into a little bit of illegal territory, or at the very least, it seems like it would be an ethically questionable business practice. But even with all that said, here's how the review ended.
Overall, I really love my hair, and I just wanted to be honest with you guys because I've never seen someone do a video like this. It's definitely a very like hot topic right now about like hair by Chrissy. I've been seeing it all over my page. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my honest opinion, and bye guys.
So all in all, it doesn't actually seem like she's being that critical of hair by Chrissy. Like all things considered, she's being pretty tame with the review. It doesn't even sound like she implies that she's been scammed in any way. She's actually very nice about it. However, because this takes place on the wonderful and magical place that is the internet, there were people who were mad for her. And let me tell you, I do not ever want to be in the middle of some hair talk drama because of videos like this next one.
I am a victim of hair by Chrissy. The fact that this 40-year-old grandma had the audacity to charge this girl over $4,000 to get her hair done is insane. Like, I thought hair was $1,000 to $2,000. Not $4,000, that's a whole car. What's even worse is Chrissy treated this girl like a joke because she didn't have enough followers or clout, which is so cringe how people act like that in today's society, because you should be treating all of your clients with the same amount of respect, no matter how many followers they have. Chrissy could have apologized to this girl, but no, she had to drop merch that says, "I paid $4K for Chrissy to touch me." That is so cringe and also weird because what do you mean touch? Girl, you ain't all that. Hair by Chrissy, you're a scammer, you're a fake, and you're a fraud.
Whoa. If that doesn't terrify you, I don't know what will. And I know she's being absolutely serious to the complete max because she uses the C word. Cringe. It's also crazy work that at the beginning of the video, she calls Chrissy a 40-year-old grandma. Not only does she waste no time pulling out the nuclear insult, but am I the only one who feels like 40 years old isn't really the threshold for grandma? I mean, I don't know, maybe that's just me. But she does make some good points in this video. What stood out to me the most is the fact that Chrissy then made fun of these critiques by making merch that says, "I paid $4K for Chrissy to touch me," which is either a great marketing strategy, a very tone-deaf thing to do, or just really weird. Or maybe a combination of one of those three. The merch though actually ended up putting some more very hot piping tea on the stove that actually led to some kind of funny yet revealing things about Chrissy.
Hair by Chrissy has released new merch. I paid $4K for Chrissy to touch me. Are we serious? As if it wasn't bad enough for her to be charging $3,000 to touch people's hair. When Hair by Chrissy drops merch, so I dropped some 10 times cuter. So Not Famous dropped her own merch. And this is it. Kindness is worth more than $4K. But did you guys know that Hair by Chrissy used to be known as Hair by Crispy? And there's several reviews on here, bad reviews. You can find them if you search that. I went in a rabbit hole last night and oh my God. This is not the first time she's been under fire.
So in response to Not Famous, Chrissy then made this merch, which Not Famous then responded to by making this merch, which honestly, valid. But what stuck out to me the most in this video is when she said that Chrissy used to be known as Hair by Crispy. She then barely expands on that, which I'm like, how can you call anybody crispy and then not expand on? So I then decided to pull my old rusty iron shovel out of the shed that I don't have and dig a little bit deeper. I wanted to figure out where this name Hair by Crispy came from. And then I actually found this video from way earlier in the year before all of this drama started.
This just unlocked a core memory. Does anyone remember that Hair by Crispy hairdresser lady on TikTok that got bullied by everyone back in 2020 cause she wouldn't do textured hair and fried people's hair and everyone called her Hair by Crispy?
Apparently what happened was back in 2020, Chrissy was messing up people's hair, frying it like an egg, and eventually she was given the name Hair by Crispy. And admittedly, as surprising as it may sound, I was not in the hair talk space in 2020, so I had no idea this was even a thing. But it's crazy to think at one point she had a nickname like that, and now she's known for doing all kinds of hairstylist stuff on famous influencers. There's even mock-up t-shirts with the text Hair by Crispy on it. What's even crazier to me though is even with everything going on, Chrissy decides to release an app. I ended up coming across a video of Chrissy talking about what this app is all about, and she gives us a lot of information on it. And basically the point of the app is to, I have no clue. Maybe my brain is just rotted to the core, but I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about.
From the very beginning of doing hair, I feel like the more we share, the more we watch other people and they share, like the more inspired you get, the more excited you get. I feel like for us, we needed something easier than just a website. I feel like stylists, and especially me, I'm always in a hurry, but I want to get inspired. I want to learn. I want to grow, but I need something really convenient, something fast, something easy. And so that is one of the other reasons why we created this app.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Does anybody have any idea what she's talking about? Like, I can't be the only one who feels like they're watching that one video of that kid who was talking about that dream that he had.
Have you ever had a dream that you want?
And remember earlier when I was saying that I am terrified of getting involved in hair talk drama? Well, this video only further cements that feeling because I feel like they show no mercy on hair talk. Like, look at the comments of this video. There's a picture of this dude. We've got a picture of E.T. in makeup. We've got a comment that is that one decaying grandma from SpongeBob. And here are a few more comments that were left on this video. Why is it orange? That is a rough 49. Why did all I hear was gibberish? I really hope I'm never on Hair Talk's bad side because I do not know if I would survive what they would throw at me. Like, hopefully I don't just stroll through my comments one day and see a comment that says, why is it talking? Or something like that. I do not know if I would make it through that. But yeah, those are just my unsolicited thoughts on this whole situation. If you want to see more, check out this video right here. But other than that, thanks for watching and I will see you next time.